So today I wanted to talk about fighters that I think should move up a division, just so they can have like some spark in their career, because I noticed that some fighters, are just like stagnant. They're not really doing anything with their career in like their current division. And like sometimes it's best if you just move up a division, because we all know as Lucas Tracy would say, one of the MMA like bigger people, like one of the bigger people in MMA, lighter man skill. And that's a real thing, as corny as that sounds. That is a real thing, especially when it comes to like certain sports like boxing. There's a reason why Manny Pacquiao was like such a multiple weight division champ in boxing. And, there's some people in MMA that are just, have the skill set to be double champ or even triple champ just because of their skill set alone. And usually it's just size that's a factor. And I wanted to talk about fighters today that should move up. And one of those people that I think should move up is Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman has lost 3 of his last fights. One of them was at middleweight to Khamzat Chimaev, though. That's the thing. A competitive match with Khamzat Chimaev, which is... Usman was literally just off the couch. I don't think people realize how impressive that is to just, like, fight off the couch right now and just have a competitive fight with Khamzat Chimaev. I think... What is Kamaru Usman doing at welterweight? You're not getting another fight with Leon Edwards. You're not gonna win competitive fights anymore at 170. I don't even think he beats Joaquin Buckley. I don't think he beats Buckley at this point in his career. I think Buckley just beats him, probably even knocks him out at this point. He might knock him out. And I think what you should do next is you have no realistic title shot at 170 anymore, bro. You're not beating Bilal Muhammad. You're not beating Shafkat. You're probably not beating Ian Gary. You're not beating Joaquin Buckley. You're not beating Leon Edwards. It's time to call it a career at 170. But you know what you can do? And you can actually have a long-lasting legacy to your career, and that's moving up to middleweight. If you move up to middleweight, you can dominate some people with your skill set alone. And it's not like he doesn't have the size factor. Yeah, he's a big welterweight, and he might be a little bit of a small middleweight if he does move up, but there's some fights he can win, all right? Now, let me just look at the middleweight rankings right now, all right? Let me see if I can look at the middleweight rankings, and I can tell you some people that he can fight and beat at middleweight. So, check it out. He can beat, in my opinion, Bo Nickel. He can probably beat Bo Nickel, in my opinion, by grinding him down with his wrestling. I think Usman still has a really good jab, and, he can beat number 15 at Bo Nickel. I don't even know how that fucking bot snuck into the rankings, but check it out. He can beat Michel Pereira at middleweight. That's a fight he can beat too. Michel Pereira has terrible cardio, my bad. And I think that after a couple rounds, or even just 1 or 2 rounds, that Usman can dominate him, all right? Probably after the first round, Usman can dominate with his cardio, hit him with that piston-like jab at middleweight. And since you're moving up, you're going to be hitting harder. You're going to be less chinny. It's going to be harder to be knocked out. And for some reason, there's actually not that many power punchers at middleweight. All right. Another fight that he can beat is, even though this will be a matchup size difference, why not fight Paulo Costa? Costa at middleweight, that's a fight I can see Usman winning. It might be a little bit competitive just because Costa is so huge for the division, but that's a fight I can see Usman winning. I mean, you can fight Roman Dolidze, you can fight Brendan Allen, Marvin Vettori, Jared Cannonier just fought. You could fight... This is where it starts to get competitive. The top 6, Kyle Barao, Robert Whittaker, Israel Adesanya, Khamzat Chimaev, Sean Strickland, and Nasser Minadadov. That's fights that I think that are harder for Kamaru Usman. But Usman can easily rack up 2 free wins in the middleweight division, and maybe 4. And, that adds to your legacy. That adds to your legacy right there. Okay? That adds up to your legacy really good. And even though it's not going to improve your 170 legacy, it's just going to make you higher on the all-time GOAT list. So I think Kamaru Usman should move up. Next fighter that I wanted to talk about is Alexander Rakic. Rakic is one of those weird people at light heavyweight where I just feel like he fights like a white version of Leon Edwards. I know that's like a bit of a meme, but why is he so scared to strike? If you put Rakic up against someone at heavyweight, he can dominate people. He can be like top 5, And I really do think he can be top 5. Like, the heavyweight division is so dog shit. Look at this. Dontel Mays, Kennedy Nezichuk. Kennedy Nezichuk is actually all right. Mick Parkin, Waldo Cortez Acosta, Shamil Gaziev, that's the GOAT right there. Tai Tuivasa, Derek Lewis, Marcin Tybura, Sergey Spivak, Jelton Amida, Curtis Blaze, Sergey Pavlich, Alexander Volkov. He can easily beat most of these guys. All right? The only people he's going to struggle with are people that are grapplers, so like Curtis Blaze and Jelton Amida. But he can easily beat these guys. All right? And I don't understand why Rakic doesn't move up, because I think he's on a free fight losing streak right now at light heavyweight. And he can do like a lot of damage at heavyweight. You know, he can easily rack up tons of wins. You know, he can maybe even get a title shot, because I think right now Rakic is probably never going to get a title shot at light heavyweight. You know, I think as long as Yuri is around, as long as, not Costa, my bad. I don't know why I said that. As long as Pereira's around, I think it's just not going to be happening, you know? It's not going to be happening anytime soon. And what we can do is we can make him move up at heavyweight. Another fighter that I'd actually love to see move up at heavyweight at the same time is Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker is like, his chin has been cracked so many times at light heavyweight. And that guy is a huge light heavyweight. I think he said he weighs as much as 245 or 250, which is crazy. I don't know why you would continue to cut weight. You're cutting 45 pounds. Maybe you're dieting down to like 235. And, you know, then you're dieting down. But that's crazy, man. That's a lot of weight. You need to move up to heavyweight. And even though that guy's style was weird, he's a bit chinny because he's been cracked so many times before, you know, I think you can win those fights. I think you can have competitive fights at heavyweight. So I would like to see Rakic and I would like to see both Johnny Walker move up to heavyweight, because heavyweight is just so fucking dog shit skill-wise that there's not really that many people that can give you competition besides like some besides maybe the top five, and that's it. And even then, not all the top five. The only people in the top five that I think are really good are Aspinall, Gane, and Almeida. I think you can give the argument for Pavlovich, but I think Pavlovich kind of like lost the mark a little bit. And that's just what I think. Another fighter that I like to see move up, and this is actually a champion just because I think he cleared out his division and he only really has one more fight left, and that's Pantoja. Pantoja needs to move up and challenge for the belt. You know, I need to challenge Merab for the belt, in my opinion, because the only fight after Kai Kara France is like nothing. Maybe you do the Manel Cap fight again, but like, you know, we need new matches. We need new matches up for the division. And I just think that Pantoja is going to clear out his division with Kai Sakura or Kai Kara France. I don't know why I keep getting him confused with Sakura. I'm not a casual, sorry. But he needs to just fight. One more win at 125 and move up. You know, there's no point staying there. There really isn't. And it's just time to see what you can do. You know, see if you can add to your legacy and see if you can do something that can be legendary. Because right now, I don't think that he's going to add that much to his legacy if he continues to stay at 125, like name value wise. Like, sure, he might take down some names later, but I would just like to see him move up. And there's not that many other people else that I would like to see move up at the moment, looking at the rankings. I guess you can maybe say Brian Ortega. But here's the thing. When I look at Brian Ortega at featherweight, I just see him as fat and flabby. I think 145 has some of the most skilled fighters, because then you notice like the fucking division at 155, and you notice that half of them used to be former 145ers. Like Charles Oliveira used to be a 145er. Max Holloway used to be a 145er. That's just an example. I know Max Holloway technically is still 145er because he hasn't had like an official like debut at 155 now, because he did have a debut at 155 like a couple times, but that was for like certain fights. It's not like in a permanent move up. Now is a permanent move up. But I just think that you know, Brian Ortega, if he slims down, he should probably stay at featherweight. But I think what he can do is lose some of the fat. You know, stop being such a fat, flabby fuck. I don't even know what I'm saying. Just stop being a fat fuck. And, you know, what you can do, actually, if you do want to, like, have more competitive fights, maybe, is, like, fight the top rankings at, like, lightweight, like, number 10 to 15 or 15 to 10, and start building up some muscle, you know, lose some weight, start leaning out, start getting some mass, and maybe move up to 155, see if that can change your career path a little bit. Or what we can even do is we can actually have Yair Rodriguez move up. But I don't know. I think he's a little bit too small for 155. Because I don't see Yair ever getting a title shot again, in my opinion. I think he's just cooked. And there's not that many people else I would like to see move up to 155 besides Ilya Topuria, and he's a champ. And the only reason I want to see that is for the Islam Makhachev fight. And when I look at welterweight, I don't really see that many people that can move up except for Kamaru Usman. So that's it for this video. Just want to talk about a couple fighters that I think should move up. I know I only kept it to like 4 fighters. 5, I think. But, you know, just wanted to keep it short. Wanted to talk about something else, something different. And who knows? I still think the #1 pick for moving up should be Kamaru Usman. I think he can add so much to his legacy by moving up. And I sincerely think so that he can get like 3-4 wins there. And it would improve so much of his all-time legacy. Anyways, that's it for this video, guys. If you guys like the video, like, comment, subscribe. If you guys don't want to, then, you know, that's all right too. I just really appreciate it when you guys watch my videos, and I really appreciate when you guys subscribe or like or comment, and it means a lot. Thank you. Anyways, that's it for this video. See you guys in the next one.